Hello ladies and gentlemen, so in this video I'm going to walk you through my lawn care business, my profit and loss, all the expenses, and how much profit. So stick around, learn how much profit I made this week in my lawn care business. So just a little detail on this property. This is a abandoned property that is up for sale. Has a cool history. If you want to know the history, I can make a video on it and explain why it's abandoned and why I cut it now. But also stick around to see at the end of the video, which I believe is the haunted house that is there. You'll see it, and I can also make more videos on that if you like. So for this week was a bit of a disaster because we had a lot of rain. So if anyone in the lawn care knows that there's a lot of sitting and waiting for the rain, sometimes short shifts, and you never want to do that. It is a slower week as well. I alternate between busy and slower weeks. So revenue this week was $2,768. I did not work any cutting this week. What you're watching is what I did on Sunday, me cutting, which would have been yesterday. So last week, though, I did not cut any grass. I did do administrative work, but I don't bill out for that. So labor-wise, way above my target goal of 40% of revenue. I think I was right at 58%, which is extremely high. I really didn't have a choice in that because it's just a lot of time the guy sitting in the vehicle waiting for the rain to stop or sending him out in slow shifts. So my total labor for last week was 1,627, which is like 58, 59% of total revenue, which is not where I want to be at all. If you know anything, I want to be below 40%, which is I haven't done in the past 2 weeks because of the weather. So that leaves me with a grand total minus labor in net profit of, there's an old barn. That is not the haunted house, by the way. The haunted house you'll see later. Just stick around and you'll see how gross it is. But anyways, it was $1,141, barring any other expenses. So, of course, when you're running a lawn care business, there are lots of other expenses that come up. You have general maintenance on vehicles, on equipment. You have to buy gas, which is the next item that we're going to talk about. There's just a lot of expenses that pop up, too, as I'm sitting here probably going to have to get some transmission work in the truck that you see in the video, which is going to be a huge expense. So how much did we spend on gas? Roughly $190 this past week. A lot of time just idling though, which wasn't too good. So yeah, $190. So what I do for my fixed cost, and I think a lot of people in the lawn care do this, is you take all of your overhead that's there, no matter if you cut any grass or do any work at all for the month, and I divide it by how many visits I have scheduled for the month. So my fixed cost is right around $5.29 per visit. So each time we stop, it's $5.29. This week, it broke down to $253.92. I roughly have about $1,300 in fixed cost every month, which includes my rent, a couple payments, insurance, etc., stuff like that. So this week I did have some other expenses pop up. I had a trimmer go down and I had to get that repaired. That was about $104. I had oil change on the truck, which is about $117, and then some disposal fees. So I had $235 of other expenses that popped up this week. So yeah, I mean, those things are just going to pop up and you just got to take care of them when they do. Luckily, I have 3 trimmers, so when one goes down, I still have 2. Really hard to do the job without at least 2 trimmers available. So for the grand total for the week is a total of $463 of profit, which is not where I want to be, but in the slower week, that's okay. Probably should have been closer to the 800 mark if I didn't have unexpected expenses and it didn't rain. And labor kind of got out of hand this week. So, yeah. So let's pop over and let's see as the haunted house that I promised you. Definitely gives me the GBs every time I drive by or I cut by the house, and not a big fan of it at all. So you can see it here in just a second. Look at that guy. Oh my gosh. I always think something's staring out the windows at me. I don't think this has been occupied for at least 20 years, if not a little bit longer. But the family still does own it. They're trying to sell it though. It's a great story. If you want to know more about it, leave it in the comments, and I can make a video about how this family didn't abandon, but how they moved out of there, and the family farm was not productive anymore. So other than that, enjoy me cutting, and look forward to the next video. Thanks. Have a good day.